Okay, so partnership is a voluntary association between 2 to 20 people to form a business. So they share the responsibilities and the profits equally. But some of the partners, they would share a profit according to agreed proportions. Okay. So when we talk about interest on capital, we are referring to the interest that a partner is entitled to from their investment. So how will be the calculations if a partner decided to increase their capital? Interest will be calculated from the initial amount of capital first. And then number two, interest will also be calculated on the increment amount from the day an increase was made until the financial year end. Okay, so it means now you have two types of capital if the partner decides to increase their capital. The first one will be the initial capital, the old capital. And then the second one will be the additional capital. Say, for example, you have invested 100,000 in 2020 on the 1st of January. And then you decide to increase your investment in September by 50,000. So when the year closes, you would have 150,000 because at the beginning you invested 100,000. During the year, you invested 50,000. So how will the interest be provided as per your capitals? The first interest will be on the initial amount, which is the 100,000. And then the second interest will be on the additional capital. But how will it be calculated? On the initial amount, because it existed for the full period, we're going to calculate interest from the 1st of January up until the 31st of December. But with the 50,000, the additional capital, we're only going to calculate 4 months, September, October, November, December, because the additional capital is 4 months old. All right, this will make more sense when we do calculations. So we're going to refer on page 64, adjustment number 2. All right, let me quickly share that adjustment. Can you see my screen? I've shared a Word document. It says interest on capital at 15% per annum on the balances on their capital account must be provided. On 1st December 2014, Ed increases capital by 25,000. Now, I want us to focus on Ed, the one who increased his capital. Okay, and then he increases capital on the 1st of December 2014. The financial year end here is 28 February 2015. End of financial year end. 28 February 2015. Okay. So the information says these capital changes have been recorded. So let me highlight this one. It says these capital changes have been recorded. It means that this 25,000 is already included on Ed's capital. Let's highlight Ed. Let me use yellow. Okay. So this 25,000 is already included on the 75,000. So the first thing that you need to do is to calculate the initial capital. how much is the capital at the beginning of the financial period. Now, the beginning of the financial period is 1st March 2014. So let us first calculate the initial. 1st March 2014 is the beginning of the financial period. Okay. Now, if the capital at the end of the financial period is 75,000, and then during the year, this partner increases capital by 25,000. What is the initial capital? What is the capital at the beginning of the period?
It's 50,000.
It's 50,000. How did we get 50,000? We're gonna say 75. Yes, yes.
Sorry, I was saying you take the 75,000 and then you
Yes.
minus the 25,000 that he increased his capital by.
Okay, thank you very much. And that will give us the 50,000. So the first interest will be calculated on this 50,000. This 50,000 existed for the full period. It was there from the beginning of the financial period up until the end of the financial period. Okay, so you're gonna say multiply by 12, divide 12 because we have 12 months in a year, and then multiply by 15%. What will be the interest? Let's say initial. How much will be the interest? Anyone?
It will be 7,500.
7,500. Okay, 20. 50.
A quick question.
Yes.
This was also part of our assignment. If we're showing our working, would we always have to show times 12 divided by 12? Or can we just say 50,000 times 15%?
Yes, that is also accepted times 15%.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So it's 7 point. Is it 7,500?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thanks. Any questions? Based on the initial capital, are there any questions? Okay, now we're done with the initial capital. We're gonna focus on the additional capital. Additional capital. Now, the additional capital was increased on the 1st of December 2014, and then the closing date is the 28th of February 2015. How many months do you have from December to February?
3 months.
We have 3 months. And then here we have 12 months. Let's indicate 12 months. Now it means that this capital is 3 months old. This capital existed for 3 months before the business, after the business closed its books. At the end of the financial period, an additional capital of 50,000 existed for 3 months. Additional capital of 50,000 is 3 months old. Okay. Now, how do we calculate the interest? Anyone?
I would think you would say 25,000 times
Yes,
3 divided by 12 times 15%.
25,000 times 3 divided by 12 times the 15%. That's correct. Any questions?
$937.50.
93750.
750. Yeah, 0.50.
Okay. I think we should round off.
938.
938. Okay. Any questions? Any questions, please? Okay, let me repeat again. We have Ed who increases capital by 25,000 on the 1st of December 2014. And then the information says these capital changes have been recorded. The additional and the withdrawal capital were already taken into consideration. So the capital balances that you see there are capital that have changes, are capital after the changes have been made. All right. So now, from the 1st of March 2014, which is the beginning of the financial period, until the 28th of February 2015, we have 12 months. The initial capital there for Ed is 50,000. How did we get 50,000? We said 75,000 minus 25,000, and then we got 50,000. We calculated interest for a full period for the full year. That's why we're saying 12 divide 12 and then multiply by 15%. We got 7.5. And then as for the additional capital, which is 25,000, we counted months from the day an additional capital was made until the closing day, which is the financial year end. Then we got 3 months, December, January, February. Then we calculated our interest for 3 months at 15%. Now we're gonna look at the withdrawal capital. And this is relevant to Con, who decreases capital by 25,000. Okay, so I'm gonna try and use another page. Okay, now we're gonna focus on Con, who decreases capital. So let me highlight here. The balance for corn is 50,000. This is the financial year end. Okay. Sorry. All right. So let's go back to the slide and then you can take notes from there. Let me share the slide again. Now, when decreasing the capital, interest will be calculated on the capital from the beginning of the financial period until the day before a withdrawal was made. And then number two, interest will also be calculated on the remaining amount of the capital from the day of the withdrawal until the financial year end. Now, what does this mean? When we say interest will be calculated on the capital from the beginning of the financial period until the day before, it means that if you have invested 100,000 at the beginning of the financial period and decided to withdraw 20,000 from the 100,000 on the 1st of September 2020, your interest will be calculated from the beginning of January until the 31st of August, because the 100,000 only existed within that period. After the 31st of August, you decided to withdraw 20,000. So your investment decreased by 20,000. So we cannot give you interest for the full year because you withdraw a portion from your investment. You had 100,000 at the beginning, and then on the 1st of September, you decided to withdraw 20,000. So this 100,000, it only existed from 1st January to the 31st of August. And then on the 1st of September, your capital, your investment changed. Your investment amounted to 80,000. Now, what's going to happen? We're going to calculate interest from September until December. On which amount? On the 80,000. The 80,000 is called the remainder. It's the amount that is remaining from your investment. So we're going to calculate interest from the 80,000 from 1st September until 31st December. All right. Now let's take this into practice. I'm sure it would make more sense. Here's Con, who decided to decrease his capital by 25,000. Okay, let me highlight here. What is the initial amount at the beginning of the financial period? Initial amount. Now this amount, initial capital. This capital, it existed from 1st March 2014 until, let me see, on the very same day, Con decreases capital by 25,000. So it existed until 30 November 2014. How many months do we have? Anyone? How many months do we have from March to November?
Nine months.
We have 9 months. Thank you. We have 9 months. Okay. How would you calculate the initial capital?
You would
Remember,
take his, sorry,
yes.
I said you would take his existing capital, which is 50,000, and add the 25,000 to get the initial capital. Because
Excellent.
it says that the changes have been recorded, so they've already deducted the 25,000 off.
Exactly. So it will be 50,000 plus. Now you need to reverse the amount. You need to reverse the amount in order to get the initial capital. If they say to you, you got paid 25,000 during this month, and then at the end of this month, you have 15,000. What was your initial capital? 25,000. Sorry, what was your initial salary? 25,000. Say, for example, you withdraw 10,000. Now they give you 10,000 that you have withdrawn, and then they give you the 15,000, which is your remaining amount. Question would be, how much was your initial balance at the beginning? So you would say the 15,000 that I'm left with plus the 10,000 that I withdraw will equals to the 25,000, which is the initial amount, which is the amount I had at the beginning of the month. So they give me 10,000, which is the amount I withdraw, and then they give me 15,000, which is my remaining amount. So to get the initial, I'm gonna reverse, I'm gonna add back. I'm gonna say 15 plus 10. So it's the same here. They gave us the amount in which the capital was decreased by together with the closing amount, the amount at the end of the year. They gave us 50,000 and 25,000. So we're gonna add back. So it will be 75,000. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Now let's calculate. The note says we need to calculate the interest on the initial capital from the beginning of the financial year until a day before it was withdrawn. A day before it was withdrawn. So it's gonna be 75,000 multiply by 9 months because it existed for 9 months, divide by the total number of months, multiply by 15%. How much will be the interest?
8438.
8438. Like this.
Yes, like that.
Any questions? Questions, please. Michelle, are you fine? Mr. Mkonza? Linda? Sandrika?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Now, number 2, we need to calculate the interest on the remaining, the remainder, or let me say remaining capital. Remaining capital. So this remaining capital, this 50,000 was there from the 1st of December, okay, from 1st December 2014 until 28 February 2015. How many months do we have?
3 months.
It's 3 months. Okay. Now we're gonna say 50,000 multiplied by 3 months divide 12 multiplied by 15%. How much do you have? Anyone? Okay, there's a message. 1875. Thank you. 1875. 1875. Now you need to add these interests. These are the total interest on capital. So the total interest on capital for corn is the combination between the two amounts. So you're gonna say total eight, 438 plus 1875. What's the total? Anyone, please also need to add the total for Mr. Ed, Con Ed.
10313.
10313. Thank you. Okay, so this will be the total. Any question?
No questions from me.
Okay. Now let's go to the slide. Okay. Now page 65 on information B. Okay. Let me try and copy that information, page 65. Page 65. Okay, now I have the information. Okay, this is the information. Information page says, let me try and make it clear. Okay. Interest on capital at 12% per annum on the balances or on the capital account must be provided for. Hashim decreases capital by 100,000 on first, then increase by, okay. Now let's start with Hashim, who decreases capital. Okay, Hashim decreased by 100,000. Let me try and highlight. Okay. On 1st June 2014, Hashim decreased by 100,000. Now, what is the amount of capital for Hashim? Let me see. Hashim, 200,000. And then the closing day is 28 February 2015. Now we're gonna say here, Hashim now we need to calculate interest on the initial capital and the remainder. So now let's check for how long did his capital exist for? He only decreased on the 1st of June 2014, and the beginning of the financial period, it's March 2014. So how long did his initial capital exist for? Anyone?
For 4 months.
For 4 months. Now let's check from 1st March 2014 until March, April, okay, March, April, May. It's only 3 because he
Oh,
decided.
because they said the first
Yes,
and not
the
the end of
first.
the month.
Yes, the first. So until 30 May 2014 is equals to 3 months. So the initial capital for Hashim existed for 3 months. Now, what is the initial capital?
300,000.
300,000. How did you get 300,000?
I took the 100,000 that he decreased and I added it to his existing capital, which shows 200,000.
Yes, exactly. 200,000. Then this will give us 300,000. Then we need to calculate interest from this amount. The percent is 12%. How much will be the interest? Let's just say 300,000.
9,000.
9,000. Thank you. Any questions before we calculate the remaining? Now, what is the remaining capital? How much is the remaining capital?
It's 200,000.
200,000. Now, this 200,000 existed for how long? Okay.
For
Yes. For
9 months.
for 9 months. All right. So now, if you know that the initial capital existed for 3 months, it would mean that the remaining existed for 9 months, because you know that in a year we have 12 months. So if I have 3, the remaining months will be 9. If I have 6 as initial, the remaining months will be 6. So no need to count. You just need to look at the difference. What's the difference between 3 and 12? It's 9. So I already know that this capital existed for 9 months because the initial one existed for 3 months. So multiply by 12%. How much will be the interest?
18,000.
18,000. Any questions, please? All right. Is there anyone who can take us through the steps of calculating Stein's capital? Let me use another. Stein's interest on capital. I'm gonna use another page. This is the information. Is there anyone who can lead us on how we can calculate interest for Stein? Stein or Stein? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
It's Stein, but it's fine.
Okay. Stein. Yes, Stein. Anyone, please? Mr. Mkonza, I trust you on this one. Stein increase by 60,000. Then the capital for Stein is 300,000 at the end. Anyone, please?
I want to give someone else a chance to talk. It seems like I'm the only one talking.
Yeah, that's why I was asking Mr. Mkonza to lead us. Okay.
Mr. Nkonza will help you.
Okay, I'm available.
All right.
Staying in amount is 300,000,
Yes.
and the number of funds is 3.
Okay. All right.
So to be 300, yeah, to be 300 by 3 divided by 12.
Okay. So you're saying
No, okay, so it's 300 minus, what is it doing? Is it increasing or decreasing?
it increases
He's
capital
increasing.
by 60,000.
Okay, to be 300 minus 60, which will be
Yes.
240
Yes.
by 3 divided by 12 times 12%. What is the answer, eh?
Okay. Okay. So these 240 multiplied by
3 months.
3 months. Yes, I agree. Then times 12%. Okay.
Yeah, times 12%. Divided by 12%, yeah.
Okay. The next one.
12 months. The next one,
Yeah.
the answer to that
No, I mean the additional capital. So the first answer is correct because
Will
we
be
calculated.
300. The signal is not good. I'm struggling here.
Okay. But the first
Can you hear me now?
answer, I
7.2.
agree. The first answer, I agree. We need to take off the additional capital to calculate how much was the initial capital at the beginning. Now, you have 60,000 as your additional capital. How would you calculate interest on the 60,000?
Sally, can I ask a question before we move on?
Yes, please.
Okay, I don't know whether I'm doing something wrong or I'm a bit confused. Because
Yes.
what I did is for my initial capital, it says that he increased his capital by 60,000 on the 1st of December 2014. Okay,
Oh,
so
now I see. 1st of December.
yeah, because
Oh,
I
it's
had
not the
9
same.
divided by 12.
Oh, it's not the same months
Okay.
as that one. Oh,
It's
now I
9
see.
months. Sorry.
So it will be 9 months here.
9
Yes.
months. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let me give you a round of applause. Okay, so
Thank
Thank you.
it means that the initial capital existed for 9 months. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 9 months. Now, let's look at the additional
Yeah.
capital. Nkonza, take us through again.
Okay. I was still on stain.
Yeah, yeah.
Can somebody else help me here?
Okay,
Sure.
yeah. Let's help him. He already
Okay, so the
did a
remaining
good job.
capital is 60,000.
Yeah.
So it will be
Oh, we're on remaining.
60,000.
Mm.
Sorry?
We are on remaining capital now. We finished with
Yes,
the
yes.
initial amount. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. All right.
So it'll be
Carry on.
60,000
Okay.
Yeah.
times 3 divided by 12 times 12%.
Yeah.
That's correct. So
I
the
agree.
additional capital existed for 3 months, December, January, February, just like the previous example. So we need to be careful. You see, the mistake I made here was not to highlight the 1st December 2014. But now, because I have observant students who pay attention, they were able to see the mistake. Thank you very much. So what is 60,000 times 3 divide 12 times 12%?
It's 1,800.
1,800. Thank you very much. That's it for today.
Thank you. Have a good evening.